Hey everyone, Mitch coming in for the Commander Score Studio. Welcome to the show. So, even on the weekend, my goodness, things are getting crazy with March of the Machine. I almost said March of the Machines again. March of the Machine spoiler season. I am slightly thrown off, as you can tell, because when I woke up this morning, my goodness, what in the world is going on? I cannot believe it. Here we go. Nicol Bolas, Phyrexian. I don't know how this happened. Lore mages out there, please let us know how in the world Nicol Bolas is now a Phyrexian. I thought it was locked away in some kind of other dimension prison thing apparently, but the Phyrexians apparently can get to that. So I have no idea how in the world that would happen, but regardless, it does not matter. What matters is this card is broken. This is insane, and I do not know how Wizards printed this. Here we go. A 6/6 Phyrexian Elder Dragon with Flying Haste and Toxic 5. That costs 3, wait for it, Phyrexian Blue, Phyrexian Black, Phyrexian Red. So essentially, potentially 3 mana and just 6 life. I mean, 6 life's a good amount, but still, when you see what this does, I mean, already, 6/6 Flying Haste, Toxic 5, already insane stats. And on top of that, Ward, half your life rounded up. That means that if you want to target this, if your opponent wants to target this, to try to stop this insanity, they have to pay half their life rounded up, which they might be willing to do because, again, Toxic 5, that is 5 poison counters on a hit. This hasty flyer that can get through if they are hit. That is basically, I mean, not half their life total, but, half the poison counters needed to take them out. This takes 2 swings to take them out. And eventually, not even that. Let's keep going, though. Spells your opponent's cast cost Phyrexian Black more to cast. Yeah, so on top of having to pay half their life if they're going to target your commander, they have to pay another 2 on top of that, which is, I guess, nothing. But, if they got black mana, sure, they can pay that too. But just in general, on all the spells they're going to be casting, they need to pay life too. So if they're not going to get taken out by poison counters, they're going to get taken out by loss of life too, because every single one of their spells is more expensive either one way or the other. This is insane, and it is not done yet because that last part just really is just the icing on the cake, apparently. Whenever an opponent loses the game, you put a trample counter or a double strike counter on Nicol Bolas, Phyrexian. So essentially, this takes out an opponent in 2 swings. Again, you can get this down probably earlier than turn 3, right? Because, hey, you're just going to pay the Phyrexian mana, essentially. With life, you can, maybe use a ritual, maybe use a ram spell, essentially, to get you there, essentially, before turn 3 to get this down, just to pay that generic mana. Hastily swings an opponent, probably on turn, again, even on just, if you're just playing lands each turn, essentially, if you're just playing lands each turn 3, hit an opponent, most likely, again, someone's not going to have a blocking flyer, essentially, right? Next turn, swing again, hit that same opponent, they're gone. So on turn 4, probably the latest, this becomes a one-shot KO commander. And of course, there's other ways to make it a one-shot KO, but yeah, that first time an opponent loses the game, you're going to be like, double strike counter on this? Yeah, that's gross. And of course, hey, if an opponent does have some flying blockers, they're probably not big enough to stop this that early either, right? So getting a trample counter on this also is a great way, because Toxic 5, gosh. Toxic 5 just requires you to, get through just 1 point of damage on that opponent, and they get 5 poison counters. It doesn't matter how much damage you're getting through on them. It just means that you hit them, essentially, and they get those 5 poison counters. So yeah, double strike, of course, means that you hit again. So that is 10 poison counters on 1 hit. Again, a one-shot KO. Trample means that, hey, you just have to get through with 1 point of damage. So essentially, you take out one opponent, you get a double strike counter on this, most likely. You take out that second opponent in 1 hit, you get a trample counter on this. That third opponent has no chance at all, right? You've got a 6/6 flying, hasty, toxic 5, trampling, double striking, Phyrexian Elder Dragon that is very hard to target, but worth it, apparently. I mean, if the opponent has to target this, if they want to survive, they have to target this, right? This is crazy. This is a broken commander. I don't think there's any argument with that. This is a broken commander that you can very easily, I mean, even just turn 1, get this out. Potentially turn 1, take someone out with this. Absolutely crazy. Okay, yeah, I mean, we're going to be going through some budget buys, and we're going to be going through some pricier picks to talk about what cards work really well with this commander? There's a lot of them. You really don't need too much help with this commander. You probably could go 99 lands with this commander and still win the vast majority of your games. Because, again, you're just, land. Oh, commander, okay, hit you. Next turn, hit you. You're gone. Okay, double strike counter. Next turn, hit you. Goodness gracious. I mean, even players take it out. Again, you're getting it out very easily. Again, just paying that, life, essentially. I mean, yeah, you got to pay 5 generic mana for it's taken care of once, but still, regardless, insanely cheap. Regardless, oh, I'm thrown off. Can you tell? I'm slightly thrown off with this. Again, a shock that Nicol Bolas is a Phyrexian now, apparently, which is just very scary with the Magic story. And then a shock that this could potentially be on the other side of the table going up against it. So now, let's go through the budget buys. Here we go. So first up, we're going to start with a really gross one because, Dark Ritual. A ritual effect like this one is incredible. This brand new commander. Again, turn 1, get your commander into play. Yeah, so get a swamp out, tap it for a black, cast this, add 3 black to your mana pool, and then cast your commander again, with that being the generic mana cost essentially you're using, and then just, pay the 6 life essentially. And yeah, there you go. You're off to the races. Already swinging through on one opponent, obviously. Hitting them, getting them 5 poison counters, taking them out turn 2, getting a double strike counter on your commander, and then turn 3, taking another play out, turn 4, taking another play out. Again, literally, if you get this turn 1 and your opponents have no way to stop your commander, or no way to block your commander, that is, even if they have a way to block the commander on the 3rd opponent, right, you're still getting taken out. So yeah, absolutely absurd. Yeah, ritual effects are very good with this commander. Clearly. Next up, even a card like Seething Song. I mean, like I said, this is a good card, obviously, but another budget ritual effect, essentially. Instant for 2 and a red. Add red to your mana pool. It's 5 red. So yeah, instead of actually, casting your commander, if you get a ritual like this on turn 3, instead of actually using your mana to cast your commander, use your mana to cast this, get 5 mana. Again, utilize this for your commander, and then you've got 2 extra mana, or 1, I guess, if you want to use it on the Phyrexian red, sure, to save some life. You got 2 extra mana to use on other spells, and with that, well, you can kind of turn your commander into a one-shot KO without even needing that double strike counter to start. Because, well, there are cards like, well, we'll get to those here in a bit. Sorry, I'm a little thrown off. We've got one more card to talk about before that. Lands like Sandstone Needle. These, of course, can be very impactful as well. They are kind of like a short-term game kind of thing, essentially, just getting things very quickly. Yeah, this kind of commander that is going to be taking opponents out in absolutely no time, so you want to get down as soon as possible. Enters the battlefield, tap with 2 depletion counters on it. Tap, remove a depletion counter from it. Add 2 red mana to your mana pool. If there are no depletion counters on it, sacrifice it. Basically, again, get this down turn 1. Turn 2, you're getting your commander out because this essentially is worth 2 mana for you. Now, eventually to sacrifice it, but again, the game might not even last that long. So, gross. Yeah, have fun. And of course, there's one of these for each color. And there's also other lands. Like I think Dwarven Ruins is one of them, essentially, where they enter the battlefield tapped. You can tap for 1 color or tap and sacrifice it for 2. This is the kind of deck, the kind of commander where, yeah, you are incentivized to play fast mana like that. Even if, again, you are losing a resource, you're getting ahead of your opponents. You're getting out there and you're taking your opponents out in no time at all. Again, speaking of no time at all, with that kind of Seething Song approach, yeah, Assault Strobe, an incredible card. Hey, target creature gains double strike until end of turn. With this commander, yeah, it's a sorcery. Doesn't matter if they really see it coming at all because you're going to be doing it so early that it's going to be tough for them to stop. And again, if they try to stop you, they're going to have to pay half their life anyways. So, yeah. Assault Strobe, giving your commander double strike, of course, again. Having Toxic 5 means that it is now a one-shot KO. So, again, if that's the first time you're swinging with your commander, again, if you have a ritual effect to essentially get you to, 4 mana, essentially maybe a turn 2, 3, whatever it is, then, yeah, your commander comes down hastily, swings at someone, takes them out. You get that double strike counter on your commander then after that opponent loses, and now your commander is just permanently a one-shot KO. Of course, there are other double strike spells as well that are very good as well, like Psychotic Fury. Hey, for one more, give that Seething Song type approach on turn 3. Yeah, you got 5 mana. Use it for this and your commander. Target multicolored creature gains double strike until end of turn. Your commander is, of course, multicolored, and you draw a card. So this replaces itself to get you another juicy card that you can then utilize, maybe to protect your commander, to get your commander through, etc., etc. Gross. Oh, man. Blood Mist. Okay, so this one is more of a permanent approach. So, again, yes, your commander, although it is tough to deal with, can be dealt with. Again, ward, whatever, pay half your life. Again, it might be worth it for opponents, if they're about to be taken out. Regardless, this is a great way to permanently make your commander into a one-shot KO. Again, it does not need that double strike counter on it. Enchantment at the beginning of combat of your turn. Target creature control gains double strike until end of turn. You obviously are going to be picking your commander, which, again, just in combination with this simple enchantment, becomes a one-shot KO. Oh my goodness. Okay, next up, Distortion Strike. Yes, again, I did mention that your opponents very well might get lucky and have some blocking flyers, okay? Maybe you're playing against a flying deck. Maybe, they've got enough defense to stop you, essentially. But yeah, Distortion Strike, a great spell to be like, I don't care. Target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn and can't be blocked this turn. And it's got Rebound. So essentially for 1 mana, you're like, okay, Nicol Bolas, Phyrexian, cannot be blocked. It hits for slightly more. It doesn't really matter, I guess. Again, the Toxic is really what matters with that. But yeah, hey, on top of that, I get to recast this next turn for free. So my commander is going to be unblockable again. So again, even if you've got a giant Air Force, even if you got a massive army of flyers, it does not matter. I am coming through. I am taking you out. And yeah, Rogue's Passage, again, just having this in the deck is just a nice, simple way to essentially make it so that, your commander has a way to be unblockable, essentially. So again, if your opponents have, flyers to block, too bad. Does not matter. A simple land, not taking up really a spot in the deck, again, just a way to ensure that your commander can get through. And we can also ensure that we're going to be protecting our commander as well with a card like Dispel, a very simple spell. Again, very simple counter spell, counter target, instant spell, instant speed, for just a single blue mana. Again, your opponents are going to be scrambling to try to take your commander out. They're going to pay half their life to actually target it, and when they do, you're going to be like, no. Sorry about that. Yeah, you just paid half your life for nothing, and I protected my commander. It's still coming through to hit you, taking you out with that Toxic. Gross. Okay. Now let's talk about the pricier picks. And yeah, there are some pricier picks that can make this commander just insane. Even more insane than it already is. Jewel Lotus. Yep. Hey, do you want your commander out on turn 1? Yep. I'd like that. Again, your 6 mana commander technically, which you can really cast for 3. Jewel Lotus. 0 mana artifact, tap, sacrifice that 3 mana of any one color. Spend this mana only cast your commander. Basically, a Black Lotus specifically for your commander. Works really well. The commander that just costs 3 mana, essentially, well, 3 mana and 6 life. But again, turn 1, play this, crack it, get your commander out. Maybe put down a mountain, maybe cast Assault Strobe. Commander's got double strike. Take out your opponent turn 1. Again, the more and more of these, ritual type effects, fast mana type effects that you have, the more consistent you're going to be. So yeah, at a pricier, pick, essentially, you can do some pretty crazy things and be a lot more consistent with this gross commander. Rite of Flame. Yep, just another good ritual effect. A lot of rituals are more expensive. They're going to be in these pricier picks. Dark Ritual, luckily. I guess to say unluckily if you're playing against this commander. If you're playing with a commander, very luckily. But yeah, other kinds of ritual effects like this one, even just giving you a burst of 1 mana can be a huge impact. Sorcery for a red. Add red to your mana pool, then add red to your mana pool for each card named Rite of Flame. There's not going to be any more. Again, you're playing commander, so hey, it's only going to add an extra red, which is still great because you're going to be casting this. You're going to be getting that extra mana. Again, like turn 2, then you can get your commander out. Essentially just mountain, turn 2, this, then tap your mountain, commander's out, hastily swinging. The earlier you swing, the less defenses your opponents are going to have, and the less chance they have at stopping you from just running away with the game and snowballing. So yeah, the more rituals you have in the fact, and the more rituals you have in your deck, probably the better. Jessica's Will. Again, another way to add an absurd amount of mana to your mana pool incredibly early in the game. Choose one. If you control a commander's cast spell, you may choose both. So if you got your commander out, cool, you can get both. But most likely you might be casting this beforehand, which is, going to be good for you anyways. Add red for each card in target opponent's hand. So that's what you're going to be choosing. If your commander is not in play, if your commander is in play, you get both. Exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may play them this turn. So again, additional card advantage for free, essentially, with your commander in play. Oh my goodness. So yeah, basically, if your opponent's got 7 cards, cool, they got a full grip, good for you. I get 7 mana, which again, hey, my commander plus Assault Strobe plus whatever else, you've got plenty of ways to take opponents out when you've got that much mana that early in the game with a commander like this. Ancient Tomb. Even a land like this, obviously, taking a land slot in your deck. Hey, tap it deals color, or tap for colors deals 2 damage to you. Who cares about that damage? You are taking, turn 2, you're getting your commander out. Let's say with this and just one other land, right? You're taking 8 damage. You're 6 loss of life plus 2 damage, 8 loss of life in total. You're going on to 32. Does not matter again. You've got a hasty Toxic 5, potential double striking Toxic 5 commander. Oh my goodness, just absolutely gross. So yeah, the more and more, again, fast mana that you have, including lands like this one, the better. Goodness gracious, this is just gross. Mana Vault. Yep, another way to get your commander out on turn 1. Hey, it doesn't untap your untap step. Who cares? Again, we basically just are using this as a ritual. If you have upkeep, you can pay 4 to untap it. Sure, who cares? Not going to do that, probably. If you have your draw step, if it's tapped, deals 1 damage to you. No big deal. This game's going to take like 4 turns anyways. Maybe not even, right? Tap for 3 mana. So again, you get your commander out on turn 1 with this. Just pay 1, get this out, tap, your commander is out, 6 life, who cares? Swing with your commander and get off to the races. Next up, Relentless Assault. Yep, swinging twice to the same turn is also incredibly good with this commander. Untap creatures that attack this turn with this main phase with combat phase, followed by additional main phase. Even just, playing just regular combats, even just playing land. If you played 4 mountains in a row, essentially, right? And you just played on turn 3 your commander. You swung at an opponent. Turn 4, attack that same opponent. Got the double strike counter if you took them out. Cast Relentless Assault. Now you've untapped your commander and you can swing again with it. My goodness. And that again is going to be a one-shot KO on that next player that you hit. So yeah, extra combats can be incredibly good with this commander as well. Also, Infect can be good on this commander too. Tainted Strike. So as if all this wasn't enough, right? You've now got another way, on top of like Assault Strobing, you got another way to just take a player out, just with a single mana spell, instant for a black. Target creature gets +1/+0 against Infect until end of turn. So again, Infect stacks with Toxic. So basically, hey, you're going to be applying those 5 poison counters from the Toxic 5. Also on top of that, your opponent now is going to be getting 7 poison counters because of the Infect as well. So that's just absolutely gross. Again, just yet another way to turn your commander into a one-shot KO. How about Shizo Death Storehouse? Yet another land that can just help you just by being in your deck. Again, this one doesn't even come to play tap. Taps for a black, pay a black tap, target legendary creature gains fear until end of turn. Again, your commander is flying. That's usually enough to get it through. But if not, if you somehow need to be able to get your commander through, hey, it's a legendary creature. Pay a single black mana, tap this. It gains fear, which means it can't be blocked except by creatures that are artifacts or black creatures. If your opponents don't have those, they don't have any creatures that are flyers, that are also artifacts, they're also black creatures, they're going to be in big trouble. So again, yeah, not taking up a land, not taking up a slot in the deck, really. Again, just a land that can be fantastic. Again, a pricey one, but a very good one for this commander. And yeah, when it comes to cards that are good with this commander as well, free counter spells are incredibly good too. Again, your opponents have to pay a lot to actually try to target your commander again, right? Pay half their life to target your commander, and then you're like, Fierce Guardianship for free. Instant for 2 and a blue, but you're never paying that with this commander most likely because you're just getting your commander in play. You're keeping it in play. If you control a commander, you may cast a spell at paying its mana cost, counter target non-creature spell. Again, the vast majority of spells you want to counter are non-creature spells, especially the ones that are going to be targeting your commander. So, yeah, just get your commander out. Keep this in your hand. You're tapped out. Your opponents are going to be like, oh, no. Okay, well, it's coming at me. I've got 5 poison counters already. I need to take it out. I'll pay half my life. I'll target it with the Swords of Plowshares. And you're like, nope, sorry about you. Just going to protect it. So, yeah, at this budget, at the higher budgets, yeah, free counter spells like this, Pact of Negation, et cetera, are going to be great things. Now, one more quick thing. Oh, gosh. I mean, wrapping things up on this commander. Yeah, it's absurd. Nicol Bolas, Phyrexian. Yeah, I don't know what to say about it. Other than, yeah, just coincidentally, today is also April 1st, yeah, which in some countries is called April Fool's Day. Some people on April Fool's Day decide to play pranks on this day for whatever reason. I don't really know why. And I don't know why I'm saying all that because it's definitely unrelated to this episode. Regardless, I mean, this has got to be banned, right? Nicol Bolas, Phyrexian has got to be banned. It's absolutely absurd, right? So yeah, comment below with your thoughts on it. Make sure you check out my most recent episode on Invasion of Alara. Yeah, a lot less broken than Nicol Bolas, Phyrexian. And also, yeah, this episode from Invasion of Alara, I don't know why I mentioned this either, was made on the day before April 1st. So, you know, it's definitely a really interesting card that you should check out at some point. Not that Nicol Bolas, Phyrexian isn't an interesting card. It's just, again, it's on April 1st, which in some countries, again, is April Fool's Day. I just want to reiterate that. Don't pick up any of the cards that I mentioned this episode for this commander. Again, not sure why I'm saying that. But yeah, as always, comment below. Thanks again, and have a good one.
This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. We also have a ton of brand new t-shirt designs in stock, so make sure you check out those as well. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG Player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.